3, 2, 1.
All right, more rust repair. So that side is basically wrapped up. So this side is usually your side you'll have a lot more rust in because the driver gets in and out a lot more. So I actually have to do a patch on this side. The other side I got lucky and didn't. And it's the first cab in my life I've not have to do a patch on, which is nuts. But I just have one of these little spot weld bits. That way you don't drill all the way through the support underneath. And my support actually looks decent. If you just drill those out and have a hole, it's probably good to have a little copper backing in it. That way you don't blow it out. And then another thing, don't just try to rip your panel off, because what happens is sometimes you'll just rip a whole chunk out of the piece underneath and then you get to fix double. So depends how much work you really love doing. But a lot of times whenever you have to fix these, the cab support is disgusting, so you're gonna have to fix that anyway. But mine, I know it looks rough right here, but that's just that top layer sitting on it, but it actually looks really solid. If you are going to drill these spot welds out, well, you can't tell what spot welds are anymore because they looks like the moon up there. A good tip is to crawl up underneath and you can see the little divot spot on your support, and then you can kind of get a better idea. So I know there's one right around here. Hopefully the rest of it is so chewed up that you can kind of just break it loose. And then once I get this piece out of the way, I'll grind all those old spot welds flat. That way I get a nice surface to weld to, plus obviously a flat surface to weld to. Another thing too, whenever you cut into here, don't go crazy. My goal is to only cut that top layer. I'm not trying to cut that support underneath. Luckily the other side is nice and solid and original, so I can kind of use that side as a template as far as how I need to make this whole patch setup work. Because if you tell, this seam holds your weather stripping, but you do have a little gap in here. You have a little channel for your weather stripping, and your carpet hold down sits in there. So you can't just like weld this flat over. Don't get crazy on it. Well, rust repair. So I bent this little S-bend in here. It sits in like that. So next is this mess down in here. So originally, there's kind of like two layers. Your back of your rocker panel kind of like comes in and has this stupid little bend in it. So I might have to figure something out there. The biggest downer for me is I have some rust down in there, down in that panel. So I think what I'm gonna do is rip that front of the rocker off, or maybe even the whole rocker, because I'm about to do those anyway. Weld all that up before I put the rocker on, which sucks. I'm gonna have to make all that from scratch. And not that it's visually there, like important, but it's just a little tight and annoying to weld up in there. So we'll see how that goes. This is another reason of, well, I wonder why my rocker is all rusting out. Look at all that in there. Now I'm gonna try to rip all this off without totally killing it. What kind of sucks, hopefully the rest stays pretty stable. The one thing that really sucks is it's already an aftermarket one. I'm assuming because of that. Because usually you would hang your doors first, and then before you cut your old rocker off, and then put your new one on. That way your body lines are the same. But with this one being aftermarket, I don't even trust it that much anyway. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll work on the door gaps up there all the way around down to here, and then I'll hang my rocker later. And I'm gonna leave this back part too, because as long as the back part doesn't move too much, which it is pretty solid everywhere else, then I can use that measurement, and then hopefully it's close enough. So again, once someone's already dug into one of these cabs, all your measurements are off. And for you guys that need all the fancy tools, yes, I would love to have a metal brake, but I don't. So you know, clamp something on top, that way it doesn't bow too crazy. If you need the finish to be amazing, you know, I would use a nice small hammer and hammer for the rest of your life. Or, you know, this is up in a spot you don't really see, so, you know, I had some dents in there, so I use the bigger hammer. It goes way quicker. But I will tell you, my big tip is, besides marking both sides of the line, that way you know exactly what's going on. You can look up under your table and see if it's moving. The biggest problem is your piece tries to move, so I clamped it in all the corners. You know, I use 4 clamps, and then I use clamps on top. I used to just clamp the top, but that's why it always moves. So I try to clamp the piece unless you want to remake this a bunch of times. And, you know, I might have to anyway. So hopefully it turns out okay. Horrible day. Just trying to get all this welded up. So if you remember, this is not exactly how it was before, but I welded on a piece on this end, and then I kind of made a little triangle shape and then cut it and kind of let an excess hole so that anything that comes down here doesn't just sit in there and rot it out again. So and then I welded these nuts on the back side so you can mount it all exactly the same. And then what I just got done doing is I thought it'd be kind of easy to get this, that there's a layer inside of here that was the back of the rocker panel. But of course, it's spot welded to the cab support, and I didn't know that, and I couldn't get in there very well. And I was afraid that was going to be an issue, but I didn't think spot welds. I just thought maybe it'd be jammed in there a little bit, or rust welded. But yay! Finally, after prying on it forever, got it loose. So I also cut this edge like semi-close, and then now I can test fit this panel I made. So basically, you can buy these. I recommend you buy these. But now I can test fit this panel in there, slide it all up in, get everything to line up, and then get an exact measurement so I can cut this perfect. In reality, if I was just doing rockers, yeah, it'd be nice to leave that rocker on there, but today wasn't the mood, so it came out. Jeez, it sucked getting that off. Again, not the prettiest welds. Didn't even grind it down amazing. For one, you never see this little piece unless you're digging into it. And your rocker covers most of all that. Like, you just see a little bit. So once that's in place, I'll weld it. Usually you spot weld those. And the reason I didn't totally rebuild it perfect is because it kind of just spot welds up in the top and not in the bottom too much. And then the bottom spot welds to that inner rocker. And then there's spot welds up by the weather stripping. That way it hides all those. So I will be welding it in there. Coming along, just trying to do it right. It takes a while. This is how that inner rocker piece I made is fitting up. So obviously measure 14 times. That way you don't have to fill in a gap over there. So I tried to be real careful to make sure I didn't cut it too short and have to extend anything. I did re-weld some little spots in here, and I wish I would have left them alone because it kind of like melted through on this side, which is what happens a lot with thin metal. And so now that looks uglier. So cool. Again, it's something you don't really see, but that's how she's all looking, sandwiched in there. My gas for my welder, for some reason, is like already out, and I don't even feel like I've welded that much. Happy that's looking okay. I do have to weld this whole seam, and it's one of those, like, I want this edge to line up, and then you can kind of like maneuver this a little bit more and kind of bend that up to meet that gap. So after that, I can start tackling these pieces. You know, whenever you look at these cabs, you think, oh cool, I just had this little patch. Well, it always snowballs. So that's the exciting 2 days regression I've been dealing with lately. Of course, it's going to be solid at the end, which is cool, and hopefully it drains better, and hopefully that new metal makes it real solid. After dealing with this truck with a horrible cab and it always squeaking, and I found out it's always squeaking because they didn't really weld any of their panels together. Everything was loose. So I bet hopefully this will be a nice solid four-wheel drive truck. If I ever told you making this patch was fun, I'd be lying. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this. It kind of has a tight radius to a mellow radius. It's got a 90-degree bend that sits over here. Obviously, I need all my gaps tight. It also has like a weird little step with a little bend in here, and to get everything to match. And I wanted it tight to the side just to prevent, you know, as much blow through as I can. But also this edge is going to go down, and I don't know if I'm going to make a little 90 on it, or if I'm just going to run it all straight down and then just weld that little bottom seam. Because originally I think they turned like that and then were spot welded or something. It's just hard to get all that to fit up. Obviously I need some clamps in here to get all this butted perfect. but I will, and then I'll rebuild this later. But man, that was a struggle. And I had to put like a little bend in here, as you can see. That way, originally these kind of had like it came out and had a weird little step, but I wanted that bend in there, so I had to use my shrinker stretcher, which was fun. And then once it's all welded in, I will kind of hammer it to the side, and that also lets stuff not go in there as much. So just tedious, and then trying to get it to butt up to the cab support. And I try to kind of make most of my patches so they don't really have much tension. Like obviously there's a little tension here, but I don't really want to bend that down because then I think it might make a little high spot here. So I would rather, I'll just work my weld all the way down while I'm pushing on it. So at least it looks close to that side. You know, I took some measurements and things like that, but once this is in, then I'll just continue welding on this piece, welding on that piece, and then I'll make this next inside cab support panel next. So super fun. That was most of a day, mainly because I ran out of welding gas, but to get all this to butt up perfect. And I'm really just salty that I'm putting so much effort into a truck I'm gonna sell. So whoever gets this is super lucky, because there's usually guys just bondo over all those holes and don't really care. And I'm trying to do quality work. So yay. Pretty proud how that turned out. Pretty excited. Like I told you, all these gaps had to be tight. You can tell everything is nice and butted up. So I might, like the other welds up here, I might leave the welds on the inside, but I do want to grind them on the bottom side. So I do want it as flush as I can get it. Yes, if the cab was upside down, I would weld it from the other side and then leave the kind of uglier welds on the back side. Once this is fully welded, I might end up running a bead all the way across it from underneath, because eventually I am going to flip this cab upside down, but she's tacked in for now. Like I said, I kind of wanted all my patches in place, and then I'm just going to work tacks around to kind of keep the heat down. And then I got some spot welds up here, so she's in. Pretty excited about how that turned out. Now this patch is next. I wanted to wrap up this video. Finished welding. I grinded this edge. Your carpet sits here, and then there's a little strip just to make sure everything sits down good enough. The back side, I'm trying to decide if I want to flip the cab over and weld that back side. I could do this, and some of this upside down sucks, so I don't know if I'm that eager to get into it. And then like I said, I grinded some of this even though I don't really care, and then I left some of that, so you know, I'm all over the place. But your carpet sits on it with some padding, so it's not the end of the world. But again, I do want the bottom side of the cab to look nice too. You know, it is a patch, so you know, you can't totally hide it unless you're amazing at metalwork. So I still need to finish welding this piece on, but it's looking good. And then I have it clamped up here because I need to spot weld, and I just finished welding, but that takes forever. So if you do work on C10s or K10s or K20s, be ready to have to replace that, because all the trucks I've had that's rusted out, gone. I'll try to find some pictures and throw it in. My 67 before that I really liked, I'm pretty sure nothing was here. I know this rust repair is very tedious, but if you want your truck done right, you know, take the time now, because once you throw that rocket on, you don't want to pull that off again. So now this side's basically wrapped up, a little bit of finished welding, and then maybe weld that back side. I'm going to grind it down first and see kind of what it looks like. The problem, if you never welded on this, especially that thin metal, you know, your puddle kind of sits there, and then once it goes through it, it droops down. So it's almost like a little, you know, a little raindrop on the back, a little teardrop. And so sometimes whenever you grind it, it's really spotty on the backside. You know, if you're not getting amazing penetration, like all these guys that act like they're amazing at it, you know, like look at it up close and you'll see it all kind of looks the same. So unless you got those real splattery low heat welds, but TIG is one of those where you kind of have to have the heat in there or it doesn't go on. So that's why a lot of guys that like good quality welds go with TIG, and it's nice and clean. I'm having fun with it, but it's just taking forever like all the other builds. So hope you guys like watching rust repair. it's exciting. So later.